We have a big show for you tonight. Massive fires have broken out at warehouses across the country again, and the smoke plume from one of them actually became a biohazard from all the communities around it. We are going to talk about that. We have so much to tell you tonight, so we are glad you are with us. It is the start of a new week. This is Hot 97 News, and the news is newsing on this Monday, June 22nd. I'm your host, Lana Harris, here with Ronza with 2 N's.
What's happening?
And Million.
Keep it a milli.
Okay, first story we have got to talk about. Did you see that Tesla crashing into that lady's house?
No.
Oh my God. Why don't we just pull up the video first? Because this was honestly out of a nightmare. So this is just somebody's home a couple days ago, June 19th on Friday. Look how fast this car is going to come.
What?
Rondell.
No, I didn't mean to laugh like that, but God, dog.
Oh my God.
There was somebody in there.
Oh.
So there was somebody in the car. It was a 44-year-old named Michael Butler. This was a Tesla Model 3, and that thing went so fast. He apparently told investigators that an automated driving assistance system was engaged here. They wouldn't say if it was self-driving, if it was autopilot, or what specifically happened, but he claims that that is what really caused this, and somebody died.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah, man. And honestly, I think that's pretty incredible because usually, I don't know why it doesn't happen like that. Like there'll be a car crash into a house, but it'll be a near miss or nobody was home. This one actually hit a 76-year-old woman.
While she was sitting inside.
In the house, yes. So she was flown by a medical helicopter, life flight, to a hospital, but she died from those injuries. And, you know, I mean, it was just terrifying. What are the odds? First of all, what are the odds you're in a Tesla that allegedly goes rogue
Right.
and speeds into a house? That was really fast, by the way.
It was almost like somebody was controlling it type of Let me stop.
Why you playing?
But why are you playing though? That's what I'm worried about nowadays, because if it's just a random malfunction, that's alarming.
I've seen this happen in movies. All right, listen, it's not far off.
They say in the movies that, you know, it's very dystopian when the cars basically take control of you. Imagine you're in the car.
Exactly.
And you're just like, hello.
Hey, slow down.
And what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's wild.
This makes me scared to get a Tesla now because I've been staying away from electric cars. One, they're expensive, but like also because I am kind of worried about the control and the malfunctions and things like that could come from it. Like, what if it's giving me an error and I'm pushing the brakes?
Nah, well, that's true. But I wonder if there's any. I know a few people that have Teslas, but I never asked them. I wonder if there's a terms and conditions. Like if this Tesla doesn't, if it just so happens to drive itself into anything XYZ, we are not liable for it. You know what I mean? I don't think I've never looked into that before.
I don't know how the self-driving works on Teslas completely myself, because they were making that distinction of if it was self-driving or if it was fully automated. I can't even remember what the distinction was. But they said they heard it coming from like 20 houses down. So it would have been happening for a while.
Yeah.
That's a long time to be,
well,
I don't know, traveling that fast.
Well, also with Teslas, if you take your foot off the gas, I forgot the name of what it happens, but it stops for you. Like it slows your car down for you, or it's weird. So you could take your foot off the gas and the car will start slowing down, like braking, not just slowing down, just like idling. It will like start braking.
So I just found it. Autopilot or full self-driving or another feature could have been active and caused the crash, potentially. So what's the difference between autopilot and full self-driving? I don't know, because I don't have a Tesla, but at the same time, nothing should send you 60 to 80 miles down a neighborhood street and have you crash into a house. I mean that's kind of just standard.
He could be
procedure.
He could be BSing though.
He could be. He hasn't been charged though.
Really?
So because if it wasn't his fault, then how do you? Right. And that's the thing too, because like, what if he was being negligent, and now all of a sudden every Tesla owner just has an excuse? Oh, my car just, I don't know what happened.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Oh man, that's wild.
Wait, what did you just look up? Did you look up anything?
Well, basically, I was trying to look at the terms and conditions to see if Tesla would like hold any accountability. But apparently, according to Tesla's own manuals and legal notices, full self-driving is not autonomous. Drivers must keep their eyes on the road. The driver is responsible for the safe operation of the vehicles at all times. So you're the person that's going to be responsible. Tesla repeatedly warns that the system may not behave as expected and requires active supervision. So they're giving you these heads up before you buy it. Like, look, You're at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you're the person that's in control of this, regardless of if you want to act like it's an automated thing or not. You're controlling it.
Like you can't just fall asleep
Yeah.
while you're
Right.
supposed to be
If
driving.
the car was going that fast, wouldn't you hit the brake?
That's what I'm.
That's what I'm saying. You must have fallen asleep. I don't
you
mean.
have to press it, but yeah, you have to press it, and it allows you to press the brake in Teslas. You can press the brake.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get over.
Investigators are still trying to determine the cause, and so. Yeah, man, we will see what happens with that because that is honestly terrifying. Honestly, Tesla should probably come out and
Say something.
Sure.
because this is not a good look. In the meantime, very quickly, we have an update on the Nancy Guthrie case.
Yes.
You don't care about Nancy Guthrie.
I do. I've been waiting for this because where has it been at?
Man, this was all everybody was talking about at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
They don't remember this lady, so I'm trying to keep her alive
Thank you,
myself
Lana. Thank
in
you,
the
Lana.
news here. So apparently there is a new report, and I will say, I only saw this on one news outlet, and then other news outlets were quoting this one news outlet. So I don't know where they got this from, so this is just a report that I heard, and the streets mimicked. The report claims that one of the ransom notes that were sent back in February actually apologized for her accidental death. The ransom note said basically, we're sorry that we accidentally killed her or she accidentally died.
Okay, because she didn't have her medicine. Y'all remember that she was supposed to. She was
This
on
was her medicine.
Yeah.
This was happened allegedly on February 6th, which would have been a couple of days after she went missing.
Yeah.
Remember, because they were out there for like a month or something crazy, like every single day ordering pizza accidentally to the crime scene, letting strangers send flowers straight up to the crime scene. Like the crime scene was like a disaster, but they were out there for a while. They're saying this allegedly happened on the 6th, and that same person had sent an earlier ransom note about the mother being missing. That was the one that demanded that $4 million in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So apparently this person is the one who quoted what she would have been wearing. So they took this one a bit more seriously. So I just don't know, why is this coming out now?
Makes no sense.
Especially if we knew that she was already deceased. If they're at least claiming that she's already deceased.
And I also saw that the officials allegedly sent $152 to that Bitcoin address because they were trying to see if that person would cash it out and then create a paper trail.
Well, even if they did cash it out on Bitcoin, you're not able to. I mean, you're not able to see if you can cash out on Bitcoin. Right?
They said they were trying to see if it would make them traceable.
Wow.
But it was never touched. They never touched it. Wow. So, yeah, man, that happened. But they did say that they traced the emails and the ransom communications to the same IP address. So they do think they were talking to somebody. Remember the family came out and they were like, we got your message. We're going to pay. And everybody was like, who are you talking to? The FBI said they haven't gotten any more communications. So this whole case...
It's real upsetting, man, because Savannah is probably like going. I mean, I don't even know if she's going through it anymore, but I mean, I know she's probably still like feeling this in a way.
Never
because it's
get
like
over it.
it's like, bro, my mom has been missing since the beginning of this. It's June now. Like at this point in my head, I'm kind of like, hey, I kind of have to come to terms with, all right, my mom might be dead.
Yeah.
All right, I kind of have to come to terms with my mom might be dead. Now I just want to find her body so I can lay her body to rest or cremate her or do whatever we need to do. I just want to give her a respectable burial.
That is what she said once.
Oh, I was gonna say, do you pay for the dead body or like?
What do you mean?
Well,
like
that
to
was-
receive it,
Yes,
to retrieve it.
yeah.
That
Really?
actually was part of the conversation. They were saying that even if they or whoever killed the mom or the mom died any kind of way, that it was, it was fine. We'll pay just so that we know that we have her and we know what happened to her. We can bury her. But
Facts.
Man.
Yeah, you definitely want that. What you laughing at, Mel?
Keep it. No, stop.
keep it. It's crazy.
I'm sorry.
When it's your mom,
No, that's
boy,
real. That's real.
boy.
I'm sorry.
Keep it.
Anyways, it is time for your top stories.
It's the Lano Rundown.
Okay, friends, a series of stupid events happened over the weekend, and don't shoot the messenger. But the U.S. and Iran have been trying to talk about the peace terms all weekend, but Israel is kind of ruining everything. Israel has been very clear that they're going to do whatever they feel like they need to do to protect themselves, and that is making things very, very complicated still. So when we left off, the U.S. had already lifted the blockade. had already started allowing Iran to freely sell oil with plans to discuss their nuclear program in the coming 60 days. And everybody started wondering why we even went to war in the first place, because it looked like we lost and it looked like we just seemed to be right back where we started. So on Friday, the U.S. and Iranian leadership were set to go to Switzerland to hammer out the peace deal because it was only a memorandum of understanding. But Israel's fight against Hezbollah in Lebanon escalated again. So Iran called off the talks again. And Israeli leader Ben Gvir got on X and actually kind of started popping off very violently. Trolling, in fact, in a very violent way. And we can show you what he said. He said, for every tear of an Israeli mother, 1,000 Lebanese mothers must weep. All of Lebanon must burn, he says. With all due respect to the Americans, Israel must make it clear to the entire world that the blood of our sons and the security of our citizens are not forfeit. All of Lebanon must burn. And he says the rest. And so then if you look at the top, then one of Iran's leaders responded and said, okay, this is not a rant by a random genocidal lunatic. It's a public post by the national security minister of the Israeli regime. The genocidal death cult headquartered in Tel Aviv is a threat to all of humanity. It threatens all humans. Its only interest is permanent war. Now, I would say it is worth noting the Iranian regime is said to brutally suppress protesters. It's said to have killed thousands of them over the years. So they're all flinging poo at each other from the same pen, if you ask me. None of these guys are like on the moral high ground. But the U.S. and Qatar's negotiators ran in to try to calm things down with Iran's help and worked out an agreement where Israel and Hezbollah would temporarily knock it off and stop firing at each other by 4 p.m. Great. So that lasts a couple of hours. And then Israel reportedly started firing at Lebanon that same night overnight. And we can show you what that looks like. They hit multiple villages, killed dozens of people, and had 7 people trapped under rubble. Children were among the dead. And it was just very, very, very disruptive and destructive. Because people, remember, are trying to return to their homes in some of these southern areas because they were supposed to stop fighting. So they were already going home to scenes like this, and over the weekend, they just added more of it, potentially while a lot more people went back to the areas thinking the fighting was over. Israel said, well, Hezbollah fired at us first. They claimed that Hezbollah fired 50 projectiles at Israel's forces who refused to leave Lebanon. They refused to leave the land they are occupying in Lebanon, and so Hezbollah fired at them, and so I started it, he started it. It wasn't my fault. That's what we're playing here. That's the game. The Israeli military did say that 5 of their own soldiers were killed in the past 48 hours, so they had the right to attack back. So then Iran reportedly said, okay, that's it. The U.S. cannot control Israel. We're not going to reopen the Strait of Hormuz if Israel doesn't publicly commit to a ceasefire in Lebanon. And then Trump got pissed at Iran for trying to use the strait as leverage again. And he reportedly said to Iran, you won't have a country anymore if you close the Strait of Hormuz. You won't even make it back to your effing country, he reportedly said. His words. So now we're just openly threatening to murder people. Okay. So then reports start going around that Iran's leaders are leaving the negotiations. Had J.D. Vance looking like he was in an episode of The Office. We can pull this up. This was going around, I think, on Sunday or Saturday. This weekend's kind of a blur to me. So you see, he shakes the hands of the Pakistani mediators, and the Pakistani mediator shakes the hand and hugs the Iranian leader, and then he just backs out. J.D. Vance is still standing right there, and you'll see him trying to figure out, like, what's going on. Does that not look like The Office to you? Kind of looks like The Office to me. Ignored, discounted, disregarded. Everybody thought it was a power move that Iran came in last anyway. The propaganda going around at the time was that the side that comes in first has less cards, and there's J.D. Vance in there first. But there was real concern that the Iranians were going to walk out and torch the deal because they apparently did not take too kindly to the threat that they were not going to make it back home alive. So today, J.D. Vance said they got everything back on track and that all those threats on their lives were just sticks and stones. Here's what he said.
What we told the Iranians yesterday is when you guys engage in what us millennials might call trash talk, you can't expect the President of the United States not to respond and not to correct the record. So when they say things that aren't true, the President is going to respond to it. I'm going to respond to it. Americans are going to respond to it. When they make threats that aren't rooted in reality, they have to accept that the President of the United States is actually going to set the record straight. That's all that happened. So yes, there was a little bit of threatening, there was a little bit of whining, but at the end of the day, the talks continued and we made great progress.
Okay, great. So overall, JD says they talked about how to keep the strait open, how to de-escalate if Israel and Hezbollah just keep firing at each other, and getting nuclear inspectors back inside Iran. He says that any unfrozen Iranian money could go to buying American products, and that's all thanks to Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. Listen to this.
Jared Kushner actually came up with a very interesting solution with the Qataris, where basically, again, if there is any frozen Iranian assets that are unfrozen, then we have approval over that process. The Qataris have approval over that process. And then the money would actually go to buy American soy, American corn, and American wheat.
Actually doesn't sound like a bad plan, but I will say the comment section went off really all weekend about all of this. And I will just say, to keep this quick and dirty, HJN said when Obama was negotiating a treaty, he took a team of experts with him. Trump sent JD, Jared Kushner, and Steve Witkoff, and Trump keeps boasting that he's going to bomb Iran around if they don't agree to his demands. Obama didn't actually go physically, but he did have experts on that team that negotiated the JCPOA. It took years to hammer out, and a lot of people are noticing that this deal looks a lot like Obama's, except kind of better for Iran. Liberal Arts and Crafts points out, JD Vance is trying to make sure he isn't the one holding the bag alone. I peeped that too. He kept throwing Jared's name in there, making sure we knew this was not all his idea. Matter of fact, a lot of people are wondering what Jared Kushner is even doing there, negotiating end of war terms on behalf of America when literally nobody voted for him. He's just a real estate guy who happens to be the president's son-in-law. But as long as they're happy, I guess it is what it is. I will say, last time I heard from Iranian leaders, they still think they're keeping control of the strait, which is a hard no for Trump. So we will see what actually ends up coming from that. In the meantime, the U.S. is having a lot of freak incidents lately. Again, the biggest issue is, once again, in California. There is a massive warehouse fire that's been burning for days in Boyle Heights, and it sent a massive toxic plume of smoke in the air. So this is a cold storage facility. It's basically a giant freezer for frozen food, and there were 85 million pounds of frozen food inside that's now potentially thawing and rotting and sending plumes of that smoke into the air. So that is said to be a biohazard on its own, but if you think about it, you would also have the food packaging, the pallets, the insulation, the plastic, the roofing materials, the foam, and the ammonia that they use to keep the food frozen that cold, all burning and mixing into the air as well. So initially, the community was told, yeah, you guys should probably close your windows and doors and vents and turn off your air conditioning and shelter in place with your pets if you have them. And that was ultimately lifted, but officials said the smoke wasn't so bad, they should evacuate the community. They just say it's so bad that we do need to open up relief centers, and anybody who's sensitive to smoke should stay inside. At last check, investigators think it may have started while third-party contractors were testing solar panels on the roof, but the cause is still officially unknown, and firefighters are still trying to put out the fire as we speak. They're bringing in water cannons from Texas to try to help. So that happened on June 17th, and that same day, there was a warehouse fire in Everett, Washington. Multiple people called 911 reporting fire and smoke and explosions from inside the building. Thankfully, most of the employees were able to evacuate without getting hurt. One was burned on the arm, but firefighters stopped that from spreading to businesses nearby. They're still trying to figure out what caused that one. Also on June 17th, there was another massive fire at a warehouse in Glassport, Pennsylvania. 12 fire companies reportedly responded, and that was a cardboard recycling facility. Again, nobody was injured, but officials are still trying to figure out how that one started as well. Meanwhile, have you seen what's going on down in Miami? There was a massive wildfire burning near the Everglades, and this one just looks like a hellscape. So that one started June 16th and burned almost 3,000 acres. I am happy to report that that one is said to have been sparked by lightning. Nothing fishy, allegedly, so they say. It's just a lot to be happening at the same time. Speaking of a lot happening at the same time, it's been a while since we heard talk about Ebola, but they are definitely still going through it in Africa, and they still don't trust the healthcare workers. Families just broke into a quarantine center and forcibly got their loved ones out. So this just happened over the weekend. Remember, the whole point of these treatment facilities is to isolate and care for people showing symptoms of Ebola. The health workers are trying to keep the threat contained and have the patients under careful supervision, but some people in the community don't trust them. They see these isolation measures as a punishment, not as protection, so they reportedly broke through security and took their family members out. So Al Jazeera got this video of what's said to be from that incident, but apparently things like this keep happening. About a week ago, there was another armed group who actually went in with like blades and took a woman and her 6-year-old daughter out of a clinic. That 6-year-old had tested positive for Ebola, apparently, and last I checked, they still hadn't found that group, and health officials urged them to take the patients back to an Ebola treatment facility. But around that same time, this happened. So last week, the family of a suspected Ebola victim got into a full-on clash with the police over the coffin. So the person had already died, but the crowd wanted to keep the coffin, and the health workers were saying, we can't let you do that. We have to take it back for a specific Ebola burial process. They say that a body is still infectious after it dies, and it's needed, they have to bury it in a safer way. Community's just not buying it. Police reportedly ended up throwing tear gas, firing warning shots, which you kind of just heard there, and ultimately they had to take the coffin away in an armed convoy. So that's all on top of the Ebola treatment centers that were burned down in May, including an incident where almost 24 patients fled back into the community. So while we're over here like barely even talking about Ebola, they are still going through it in Africa, specifically in Congo. Last one here for you, and we'll probably just open this up because this is really just stupid. The reflecting pool has become the dumbest storyline we have to follow. They're really trying to say this was vandalized, and this whole story is really about to piss you off. First of all, a company who had never won federal contracts, AKA has no known established work from a federal contract. They got $14.7 million with no competition. The people were pissed, said other companies would have probably wanted the contract as well, but Trump said, bump y'all, who's gonna stop me? And he also gave a no-bid contract to his neighbor in Mar-a-Lago, who's also donated $250,000 for him to do the algae. And what are we still seeing, class? Algae.
Oh, wow.
Bro.
What? You can't. I don't think he knows how algae works.
Hold on, but this actually gets better. So we saw them last week pouring peroxide out there. And then people started saying, okay, well, if you do that, that could harm the paint that you just painted at the bottom of the pool. And lo and behold, the paint is chipping at the bottom of the pool.
Oh my God.
It's coming up in like chunks. Can you fast forward this? You can start. Oh, you can see it
see
here.
right there.
It's coming up in chunks. So the Interior Department said, it's okay, guys. We're using advanced nanobubular technology to kill the algae. And then, yeah, you just see the government workers out there pouring in hydrogen peroxide. And so now if you can go to the next video, people are being accused of vandalizing this just for pointing out the paint is peeling. And honestly, I just want you to scrub through this video very quickly so you can see the National Guard is literally going to walk up to people to stop them from doing anything, touching the pool. So this one is somebody in plain clothes. That lady touches the algae. He calls over the other soldiers and workers who were out there. Oh, it gets cut in a way where you can't see it. They were swarmed by National Guard soldiers.
Really?
Man.
Oh my God. How did that cut the whole thing off?
Man, just admit y'all
Yeah,
made
you
a
can
mistake.
see a little bit of it.
Just admit y'all made a mistake, man. Y'all don't know what y'all doing with that pool. Just admit it. I'd rather them be like, hey, man, we don't know what we're doing. Like, we have no idea.
Trump says it's literally just vandalism. And now they're going to have to redo the whole thing, not redo the whole thing, but redrain the whole pool and fix what the vandals broke. He said they took a knife and cut down 300 feet or something like that.
Nobody's
and
doing
it was
that.
their fault for vandalizing this. It wasn't the hydrogen peroxide. It wasn't that they didn't know what they were doing anyway.
Bruh, nobody's doing that. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
There it is. Now you can see the soldiers are literally, and this is what our taxpayer dollars are doing. You're just harassing people who are touching the reflection pool.
I will say also, I could see somebody seeing like a little piece of it moving around in the water and somebody grabbing it and just pulling it a little bit. Now I could see somebody pulling it, but like if it was perfect, if it was done correctly, we wouldn't even have to be dealing with this. DT, what's going on? Stop hiring your homeboys. So what, let me guess, he hired his homeboys again to go back and do this whole entire job.
Now we have to pay for this again, don't we? Don't we got to pay for this again?
Somebody gonna get paid.
I mean, it's going to be taxpayer money. And this was supposed to be like $2 million, be done in a week, took $14 million plus, and is just disgusting again. And yeah, he said they cut a 250-foot gash and then it grew to a 300-foot long gash. Nobody has been accused of actually like having a knife out there, but they have like arrested 5 people. They've arrested 5 people for vandalizing the pool, and they won't say how. And we just saw these are the people getting detained.
That's crazy.
So what do they?
That's why. You know what, man? At this point, and this is just a little off topic, but y'all got to start asking us what y'all want to use our money for.
At this point,
in 2027, I want a poll sent out to everybody's house. Hey, this is the things that we thinking about doing for the year. Check yes or no to the things you don't want to do, and then we vote on what we want and what we don't want. Because I guarantee, if you would have sent out a poll vote to say, "Hey guys, just want to let you guys know we thinking about fixing the reflection pool. Anybody want to do it?" No. It won't get done.
or we could give that money to feed kids for a summer program.
Something.
What do you pool or the kids?
Like, bro, what are we doing, bro?
Fun fact: a former U.S. Olympic canoeist named David Davy Hearn was among those arrested.
Wow.
They arrested a former Olympian for allegedly touching part of a detached piece of the blue coating.
Oh, so you can't
And
even touch it.
That's the vandalism.
Oh, wow.
I told
People
you,
are literally
snatching it. People snatching it up now. I can see somebody snatching it up.
Accident.
But I could see somebody like just like touching it.
Yeah.
And now you're a vandal.
I want a little
That's
piece.
true.
You never know. This might go down in history as the stupidest thing in the world.
Hey.
Dumb.
Yeah, he said he had been cycling when he noticed a loose piece of liner reach into the pool to see what it felt like, and then was detained for 5 hours for
like-
touching the effing pool. We gotta go to break. We'll be right back. Back to Hot 97 News, everybody. It is time for the sound off. So we're going to have Million and Rondell sound off about the trending topics you guys are talking about. They're both going to get a minute to give their sides, and then they're going to have 3 minutes to battle it out. So here we go.
The Sound Off with Million and Rondell.
Yeah, it's the sound off, baby. My favorite time of the show. Now, today's sound off, man, it comes from a video that, I mean, it went pretty viral. It got like 5 million views on TikTok. I mean, a couple more million views on Twitter. But this is the video. I want to show you guys the video before I ask the question.
I'm standing in the doorway of the ladies' bathroom. Okay? My wife, there is a man with his 2 little girls using the women's bathroom. Wash your hands, lady.
Being
He
very
is
calm.
washing his hands with his daughters right now. He is leaving it.
So that video went viral, and I just have to ask, because a lot of people are talking online, should men be taking their daughters in the women's restroom? Now, coming from somebody that is about to have a daughter, okay, I say it does not matter, okay? If I want my daughter to be safe, if I want my daughter to be protected, I will take my daughter into any bathroom that is there. Now, would I have a preference? Yes, I would prefer to take her in a family bathroom, 100%. But if I have to take my daughter in a woman's bathroom, which I don't mind, I will be very courteous, knock on the door. Hey, man coming in with daughter, eyes closed, whatever the case, we're gonna go straight to the stall, stand in the stall with my daughter as she uses the bathroom, walk out the stall, you know what I mean? Go wash our hands and go about our day. Now, any grown woman in that bathroom should respect that, because they should understand that I'm a father with a daughter. My wife is not here. She's not here to take her to the bathroom, so I'm gonna do my due diligence and take her to the bathroom. I would rather take her to the women's bathroom than the men's bathroom, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
All right. So I'm here with you, Dale, and honestly, you're right. If anybody, if you are a father and you got to take your kid in any bathroom, it's okay to take him into the girls' bathroom. But at the same time, I do ask and wonder, like, why did he have to take her into the woman's bathroom? There is a guy's bathroom. I feel like as a man, me personally, if I was a father, that will probably be my last option. I can protect my daughter taking her into the guy's bathroom. I can even shield her eyes, but I don't want to put myself and my child in a weird position like that. You just sat there, took your girl there into that room, and now you got her in a weird position. It's just really interesting. And honestly, I've seen a lot of those comments of the people getting on the old man that was calling the police, but he was just, from what I at least seen, he was just protecting his wife. There was nothing wrong with doing that. I would be the same type of guy if I seen a man walk into the bathroom behind my wife also. It's not that crazy to me. It's like why couldn't he just take her into the guy's bathroom?
It's very crazy. I mean, if you actually think about it, bro, a lot of pedophiles, they are men. A lot of pedophilia does come from men. So even if I'm in there shielding my daughter and protecting her, whatever the case may be, there are a lot of men in that bathroom that may or may not sexualize her. You know what I mean? I know if I probably go to a woman's bathroom with this little girl, she might not be sexualized, and this is a crazy way to think.
Sexualized?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Looked at as I want that little girl. What do you mean?
You a grown man, you a dad, you can't fight the person.
It's not about fighting. It's not about fighting.
But you would think that you would want to protect your daughter.
100%. But I don't know what goes on in men's head. I can't fight a man if he hasn't said anything.
The same could be true about walking her on the street. She could always get looked at by any PDF.
Facts.
You can't protect them. You can't protect what other people think. But if they make actions,
100%,
then you can definitely do some things about
100%. I think, but the actions in a bathroom and a little bit more easier than the actions on the street. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we're gonna come to a confined space. Do you get what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. You as a dad, Dale, you ready to fight, right?
No,
you ready to beat these people up?
Brother, listen, man. I hear what you're saying. I get exactly what you're saying. But what I'm saying is there's more opportunity for anything to happen for a girl and her dad inside of a men's bathroom. 100%. Am I ready to die for my child? 1,000. But at the same point, you still have to put. There are situations that may happen in the men's bathroom versus a women's bathroom. I feel more comfortable taking my daughter to a women's bathroom off the pure fact that this is where she's going to go regardless. So if she grows up 5, 6, 7 years old, whatever the case may be, yeah, we'll teach her to go to the women's bathroom. 7 years old, my daughter shouldn't be going to the bathroom with me. But if she goes, hey, Dad, I want to go use the bathroom, and I don't go with her, and she happens to walk into a men's bathroom because what have I been doing? Been taking her to the men's bathroom the whole time. Now she thinks it's okay to go to the men's bathroom.
That's bad parenting, Dale. If your kid still doesn't know the difference between the boys and the girls' bathroom at 7 years old, it's like,
you don't understand.
It just sounds like a lot of fear. It sounds like you're a lot of scared. I don't want to take her in there because things can happen. You're going to be a dad. Anything can happen at any point in time. As a dad, it's your position and your responsibility to protect that child, no matter what the circumstances. So yes, I'm gonna proudly take my little girl into the boys' bathroom if she needs to go to the bathroom, and I'm not gonna bat an eye towards it. And if anybody does anything about it, then we can solve the issue, solve the matter.
100%. But I don't feel that. I think the bigger thing is I don't feel the need to not take her in the women's bathroom. I don't see. Especially if you're doing it in a respectful way.
I just don't see the point though. Why are you taking? You could get another woman to take her in there if you needed to. You can, and again, just take her to the guys. It's just that simple. But I don't really see too many excuses as to why you're a grown man walking in there. Because imagine if there was another parent in there and I just sit my little daughter in there, and now I see a grown man walking another little girl into the bathroom. Nah. See, now that's an issue.
What do you mean?
I'm saying, imagine if you had your daughter in there and you was in this situation. Mm-hmm. She's already using the bathroom, and this grown man walks in with another kid. You're going to be like, what is going on here?
You can clearly see that grown man is walking in there with his daughter.
I don't trust nobody.
You're not walking in the bathroom.
Being a dad doesn't take you away from being a PDF.
No, I'm never said that.
Giving y'all 4 minutes.
Wow.
Because 3 minutes just beat y'all every single time.
We want you to join in.
We want you to join in.
We want you to join in.
I don't know how to call this because I'm not a man. Like, I actually saw this video myself and I asked my boyfriend, I was like, what would you do? Because, we talk about having kids. Mm-hmm. And he also thought I would take him to the men's room. Like, why would I not take him to the men's room? But I was thinking, what if she did see like a man's PPP or like
cover her eyes?
I
don't know. I mean, do men have the little baby?
No, we
do.
Yeah, but it's in one.
Yeah?
There's one in the
stall.
boys right now.
Yeah, it's in one stall.
Oh, I just wouldn't even. I don't know.
Stall.
I wouldn't have made as big of a deal as that guy did. I think he just was. He made it seem like he was a
pedophile going in there looking at the other
when it was like,
no, I'm in here with my children.
Clearly helping his kids. You're blowing this out of proportion. Yeah. But I think he was also egged on by the people who were like, I'm not going in there when a man's in there, which I get that too. Because now we have to wait for you to come out. But at the same time, there are girls in there that we're waiting for as well. What are you going to give your girls to strange women? I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know what the answer is there. I really don't.
You knock on the door and you be respectful. Say, hey, I'm coming in. I have my daughters. Hey, I can wait for everybody to get about if everybody's comfortable with that. Or I can, I can just go to the stall, whatever. You're cordial. We're all adults, bro. We got, pretty sure all these women have had kids.
I will say that guy looked very meek and mild. But if it were somebody who was black, Do you think that? I mean, you might have looked like more of a threat just because you black.
True. I mean, that's facts. I mean, it's something I have to deal with on a daily basis. But I mean, it's something I'm willing to go through to
I'm going in there anyway.
Yeah, I'm willing to go through to protect my daughter 1,000%.
Because it's about you don't want other men potentially to
I don't want nobody grabbing on my daughter. I don't want no woman, man. I don't want nobody potentially, hey, Miss Lady, can you take my daughter? And then next thing you know, I turn my back 2 seconds, or I'm looking right at the stall or looking right at the door, and my daughter in her jacket like this, and she done walk past me. Something crazy.
I feel it.
You dig what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't. Oh boy, to be a man.
Okay.
Okay, so in case you missed it, I just couldn't let this story go past without us talking about this, because I think we need to have a real conversation about medal ceremonies for our servicemen, and we need to give them longer fabric. It's starting to piss me off when I watch these things. Did you see what happened a couple days ago? This is at the end of last week. Trump was trying to hold a Medal of Honor ceremony for 3 recipients, and we can show you how this went. Very normal. They actually didn't announce it until like the day of, so nobody really knew this was about to happen. But there were 2 retired Marines and a retired Army major, and that's who we're looking at right now, who got medals.
Boy, you trying to choke him.
Yeah, they gave him a choker.
Yeah.
Well, he couldn't get the clasp together.
Hey, that man, and I know that man trying not to laugh too, boy, because I would be up there about to die laughing.
I know.
What?
Die laughing. I would be more upset if anything. Like, wow, I can't believe y'all about to do this on one of the most important days of my life.
And it's on camera. Trump's like, hee, ha, ha, ha. Do we have the audio for this? He is, he doesn't take anything seriously.
He ties it. Oh my God. This
he
is so
just ties it.
embarrassing. Oh, and he probably has to keep it on
he gotta,
like that too.
He gotta just be there. He gotta be there with a straight face and not make a scene.
But what, I will. The fact that his hands got that in that little knot. Oh, that was the audio.
That's so embarrassing.
I did all this for my country for this.
Man, if y'all don't pin that on my jacket and keep it moving, why y'all put this around my neck?
At the same time, okay, somebody online put together side by side of Trump and Biden both putting on the medals, and I will say they are both rather short.
Huh.
Are they short or are they fingers just small?
But look, that's it. He looks like a dog. Why did they do this to them? This is like a humiliation ritual.
Wow.
Y'all can find some better facts for that.
Boy, got his neck.
Both of them cannot breathe.
Boy, they choking right now, boy.
Oh my God. We got so much money for everything else, but we can't extend the fabric. I get
Talk
that.
about it.
I get that. That's so wild. That is so wild and embarrassing, bro.
That $14.7 million for the pool.
Yeah. Oh man, they don't even look intimidating.
No.
It's just like embarrassing. It's just completely embarrassing. Disappointed in my country.
Put some diamonds on it.
Anyway, that's your in case you missed this story. We have to talk sports today. And we actually had some really cool sports stories. Even if you're not a big sports fan, really, really, really cool sports stories. So we're going to start off with the Big 3. The Big 3 got spicy, and then people started getting ejected.
Yeah, man. Big 3 season is started, and somehow the 3 already stands for a 3-piece combo. Because
and the Big 3 is...
I'm about to get into, it's Ice Cubes. It's Ice Cubes League.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
So the Big 3 is Ice Cube's league for basketball players that no longer play, NBA players, people that play overseas that come back home, college players that went D1. I mean, the Big 3 is for anybody, and they also have tryouts for the Big 3, so anybody can play for the Big 3 if you're good enough. But Lance Stevens and Michael Beasley both have been in the Big 3, and both got suspended after one game with Miami 305's matchup against LA Riot turned into a basketball fight night. So the first one I want to show you is the Michael Beasley and Dwight Howard fight.
Dwight Howard?
Yeah, Dwight Howard. So here's Michael Beasley. They checking each other. Now, they've been talking trash. Look at this. Elbow to the face. Elbow to the face. And he keeps it there. Now, look at Lance Stevenson.
Holding him.
Lance Stevenson's like, hey, bro, get on my mans. Get on my man.
He's literally holding him.
Yeah.
How am I going to get off your man if your man is holding me to his chest?
So what's crazy is they have been going back and forth for weeks now. They actually ran past each other in practice. I couldn't play that video because they were just cussing way too much, but they ran past each other in practice. Michael Beasley called them all kinds of stuff. Dwight Howard's ignoring him. Now, Michael Beasley's always been a hothead when it comes to basketball.
He was in the NBA as
He
well?
was in the NBA as well. Always been a hothead in basketball. But the Big Three is a chance for ex-NBA players to that still want to hoop, that can have, they can't hoop, to still get a check because they still getting paid. So that was the first fight. All right. Then we have Lance Steven and Devin E. Banks. Okay. So this right here is just uncalled for. So this Lance Stevenson. Okay, checking E-Banks up. Okay, give me that. Ooh, what a hook.
Ooh.
Now look at him push his face down on the ground and then swings. And then swings.
Oh, the refs were fighting for that line.
Bruh, put him in a headlock, then swings at him, bruh. Then swing at Jordan Crawford. So this all happened in pretty much the beginning of the game almost.
Dang.
So here's the wildest part of this whole thing. This got so bad that Miami ran out of players.
No way.
They had to call the game. They had to forfeit the game.
Because of injuries or because of
because of ejections.
Ejections.
Miami ran out of players.
What the
They couldn't have-
They forfeited the game. So it's not like a regular league to where you got 15 dudes on the bench, whatever. I think it's only 5 or 6 dudes on the bench because it's 3 on 3.
And they went through. Oh, it's
3 on 3.
Oh,
yeah, it's not a 5 on 5. It's 3 on 3. So they got ejected and just ran out of players. Because here's the thing: you got Lance Stevenson, Michael Beasley. Those are already 2 right there. You only got 4, maybe 4 or 5. You can't run a game. They had to forfeit.
See, I wonder if this makes the Big Three look better or make it look worse. Because at one point you could look at it and be like, oh, this is competition. People are passionate about it. But then on the other side, I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, this kind of look ghetto.
No, it is. Big Three is very ghetto. I love watching the Big Three though, because the Big Three is where players go that got issues with each other. This is where they go to settle it at, bro. For real.
Really?
This is where they go to settle it. So the commissioner of the Big Three actually made a statement. He said the Big Three has suspended Lance Stevenson and Michael Beasley for 1 game each for their actions during and after Sunday's game between the Miami 305 and the LA Riot. After reviewing the incident, the league determined that their conduct fell short of the standards of professionalism, respect and sportsmanship expected of all Big Three players. Competition drives our league. We embrace physical play and welcome trash talk. However, fighting of any kind will not be tolerated. Protecting the integrity of the game and safety of everyone on and around the court remains priority. Both players have been notified of their suspension terms to ensure the Miami 305 can field the required minimum of 4 active roster players. Mr. Stevens will serve his suspension in week 2 and Mr. Beasley in week 3.
Wow.
Crazy, bro. And it's wild because, these ejections, it's not like NBA where you get fined. You just get suspension. You might not get paid, but you just get a suspension.
Dang, that's crazy.
Oh, man. Well, in other sports news, the Japanese might not leave after the World Cup.
Yeah. So I don't know if y'all have been paying attention to the Japanese in the World Cup, but the World Cup has brought people from all over. Now this is them cleaning up. I know we talked about that recently.
Yes.
So the Japanese have brought everybody from all over the place over here to the States. And honestly, I can say I don't think anybody's having better of a time than the Japanese people. I think the Japanese people are having a ball. Imagine if politics wasn't a thing. So I just want to show you a few videos of them having fun. Let's go to the first video, Will. This is a crab ball. He trying to crab ball for the first time.
Now, how did he get that big of a piece? I've never in my life I haven't gotten that big piece.
Will he be getting the big cross?
Look at him.
Big fit pieces.
Look at how happy he is, bruh.
Will, stop.
So much food. Go to the next video.
It's gotta be here.
Now, this video, this man is teaching him to split the G. Y'all know what splitting the G is?
No.
So when you drink a Guinness, you get the foam line in the middle of the G. So you get it right in the middle. Watch. They're just having having a ball, and he did it. He got it right in the middle of the G.
Oh, wow.
He split the G.
Oh, well,
dude.
It's the simplest thing that makes people excited in a bar.
They're just having so much. I mean, the Japanese people are having way too much fun, bro. Now, this last video is really fun. Why? This last video, this man he had the club.
Oh, wow.
Let's go.
Hey, man, my man made his way to the club, bro.
You about to get robbed.
Made his way to the club. And I think all Japanese people, not even just the Japanese, I think everybody, we need to start looking deeper into this because I think they had this idea of what America was and it's ghetto. And don't get it twisted, America is still ghetto. But I think it's like, oh snap, y'all are not as bad as the media is portraying you guys as. Y'all are actually like, there are like really good people out here. This is dope.
I saw people in the UK actually having barbecue ribs for the first time.
Oh, word.
And they were like, I've never tasted meat so tender. It just fell off the bone. Because the guy was like, don't put your knife down, put your fork down. You pick it up with your hands, you're eating it off the hands. And they were like, we don't have meat that's this soft.
Boy.
That you can just eat with your hands and not need a knife. And we were like, man, that's like crazy. Like they are having a totally different experience, I think, than they thought.
Yes.
Based on how crappy we look in the media.
Yes.
And they get here and they're like, oh, none of you guys are like this. You guys are all normal people who are super cool. And it's just like your government and politicians who are nuts.
Yes.
Because our politicians make us all look super crazy.
Terrible.
They're constantly fighting. Imagine you come here, that's all you see of America. There's politicians fighting.
And that's what I just said. Like, what if politics wasn't a thing? Imagine if
Yeah.
politics wasn't
Yeah.
a thing. Imagine if we didn't have that. Folks would have been, dude, this would have been, they'd have been coming over here years ago,
Yeah.
bruh. Years ago, like, oh, snap, why? And I know they're probably going to, I know some of them are probably thinking, like, why haven't I been over here?
Yeah.
Why is it taking me this long? So I will say, I am glad that we do have the World Cup here in America. I know I've crapped on us having the World Cup and how like crappy we
Yes.
dealt with, but I am very happy that a lot of these cultures have got to see that America is not as bad as the media portrays us
Yeah.
as. In a lot of these cities, that I'm glad we picked the cities that we picked instead of like a, you know what I mean, like oh man, I wish they would have picked like a Fort Lauderdale or something like that.
Ooh, that would have been
Or,
terrible.
oh no, like a St. Pete or something, you know, somewhere cool, or
Yeah.
Utah or something. But dude, they picked some dope cities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And these people got a chance to actually see the people, man.
That's such a good point because you never really see videos of other people's citizens. It's
No.
always just their leaders. So we don't really know what anybody's like. for real.
Exactly.
Speaking of the World Cup, this also had people talking. The outfits these teams have been wearing. Did you see what Norway's national team did? Because they did a little photo shoot beforehand, and it wasn't just
That's fire.
going to the airport, taking a team pic. They dressed up like Vikings.
That's fire.
That's crazy.
Where
Yeah,
was that
man.
at?
I'm assuming in Norway. I mean,
Okay.
it must be in Norway.
Oh, okay, that was before they left.
I'm just wondering if they have ships like that for real, or if those were literally just for the photo shoot. And I'm not even kidding, because it could literally go either way. I know nothing about Norway.
Me neither.
I don't know if they still take those out for fishing or whatever the case may be, but that is dope. There are multiple pictures there. I want to say, or was it just that one? Oh, they had multiple pictures. You have to look that up. But the whole point was just, national pride. And they were not the only ones. Take a look at Congo.
Yeah, they came correct.
They came real.
They
nice.
came correct. I would actually wear that.
That's tough.
That's coming to America. Eddie Murphy.
It looks like a bikini bottom.
Nah, Will, you ain't about to do us like that.
you ain't gonna do that.
You ain't gonna do us like that, dog. God dang.
Were there multiple? Yes. I mean, look at that.
Look at
That's
that bag,
tough,
bruh.
bro. That is
As a
so
team,
tough.
as a unit. Yeah.
Let's see if they're winning though. I mean, you could look good. but
And
if
Congo,
you're losing-
that's where they're having that
Norway
outbreak.
is winning.
Norway is
winning.
winning.
Is that where that blonde guy? I keep seeing videos of that long hair blonde. That is, yeah. Tommy said it is. Yeah, he's just taken the world by storm for some reason. I have no idea why, other than that he's, I guess, a big
Is he attractive?
white dude. I mean, I wouldn't say so,
I
but
mean-
he's like tall, he's huge, and I think he might be really personable. Oh, he's really good. Tommy says he's really good.
Oh, okay.
So, but anyway, Congo,
Yeah,
who we're
that's-
looking at here,
Fire.
they're the country that's going through the Ebola outbreak right now.
Yeah.
And this is the first time they've been to the World Cup in 52 years.
They had to come correct. They had no
They had
option.
to.
They had no option but to come correct, bruh. You know what I'm saying? That right. Those are hard.
Now, how about this? There was a Peruvian fan who dressed as an Inca king
Oh, that's fine.
Whoa.
for the World Cup.
See, this is what this stuff is about, dog. This is what it's about.
I think it's
Oh
so
my
cool getting to
God.
see everybody's culture
Yeah,
on
yeah.
display. And like you said, I think it's really cool that they're actually getting to experience. I saw people at a rodeo.
Yeah,
never
I
been
saw
to a
that.
rodeo.
I saw that.
Yeah, it is. It's very wholesome that we're all kind of getting a piece of each other's culture.
Because what they say about Americans is we don't have any culture. We don't have any culture over here. Yeah, we do.
Go
Yeah,
get you some ribs.
Yeah, we got culture over here. It's a lot of culture over here, bro. Don't get it twisted. It is a lot. That is fire, though.
That is
Yeah.
so
I would wear that Congo
tough.
outfit, though, bro.
Yeah.
I need to go ahead and put that in motion.
Well, speaking of international things, We have I actually don't know what Rondell has in store for you guys, but the caption is robots begging in China. So this could really go in any direction.
So here's the thing. All right, I didn't have like this whole written up thing for this because I literally just wanted you guys. I just saw this, and we talk about robots. We talk about AI. We remember we talked about that kid. I mean, the robot when he kicked that kid in the nuts.
Yes.
And then we talked about the robot with the big old butt.
Yes.
This is a robot begging on the side of the street.
No, they did not have robot homeless people. No.
Oh my God.
It's a robot begging on the side of the street.
And it accepts digital payments.
Yes. Look, bro. I was so mad watching this because I'm like, bro, if you don't get up and go hook yourself up to like a laptop and just steal a bunch of money, like, why are you doing this?
Do you understand that whoever owns this robot probably has a lot of money?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh wow.
That's so crazy. I mean, somebody look up real quick how much homelessness there is in China. I only ask because if you have to like robot your homelessness.
That's crazy. But here's the thing. I would treat a robot like I treat a white person that's homeless. I ain't giving you no money. I'm not giving you no money as a robot.
Well, that'd be like giving it to a microwave.
Yeah, exactly. Or yes, exactly. And the thing about it is, here's the messed up part about it. Like you're cosplaying. I don't like how a robot is cosplaying homeless because homeless people, you know what I'm saying? They could if they depressed, they check out. You know what I mean? They check out. If a robot is in this position, it could turn itself off, but it could turn back on.
If a robot is in this position where it's poor,
and it could turn itself off, but it could turn itself back on. You get what I'm saying? We check out. If we turn ourselves off, we off. But if a robot turns itself off, it could turn itself back on. No, y'all don't get it.
I get what you're saying, but
it was
no,
dark. It was dark.
That is not deep.
I tried to make it work. I didn't make it work. I tried.
Trying to be philosophical.
I tried to make it work.
I want to know, does China have a huge homeless population?
So they said there's not too much reporting on it because it is China.
Oh, wow,
but a 2011 estimate. A 2011 estimate said that there was about 2.4 million homeless adults and 179,000 homeless children. But that is probably just propaganda, and that was back in 2011. That's the most recent thing that popped up.
Ago.
Yeah. So I'm not really sure what they're looking like right now.
I was only saying, literally imagine like, oh, this is what it's like to be in America. Kiki. They could literally tell their population if they don't have any homelessness like that. Because I don't know.
Oh, you think they were sending the word back home like, hey, just want to let y'all know, teach the robots how to do this.
We have so little homeless.
They out here begging.
We got to make robots just to make people realize how good they have it.
Hey, bro, imagine you pimping out your robot as a homeless person.
You know what? Look, man.
Hey, imagine you pimping out your robot, period.
No, you would have to have enough money that you wouldn't need to pimp it out anyways.
That is also true. Why are you homeless with a robot?
Exactly. You've clearly made terrible financial decisions in your life.
But if you got a robot and you homeless.
I will say, when I went to Chile,
very true.
I'm not lying. The homeless people all had like instruments.
Really?
And they were all like working for money.
And they were really good.
Wow.
They were like fantastic.
Oh, they was doing dances.
Why don't
and
they just
stuff?
start?
They was working for them.
They would literally like just because they would look, but they would like go to restaurants like outside like a patio and then just be like.
Okay. They don't
That's
get
how
together.
you do it.
That's
though.
how you
That's
do
how
it.
you do it though.
This is
As
amazing.
a homeless person, pick up a talent.
They don't get together and start a band. How they doing that? That's crazy.
We have got to go. Thank you so much for hanging out. We will see you tomorrow.
Peace.